Hiya. I see probably where I've had to cancel my BS World Tour. You've seen that. The BS World Tour is canceled. That's me. I'm going to stay right here and wait for the rain. We have it, it's seasonal. And I love the tropical depression. Oh, I'm so depressed. Oh, I can't wait till I get to Florida. Oh, that's a tropical depression. Now, George Carlin, brilliant guy, intelligentsia, comic, humorist, journalist, writer, delivery, stand-up comic, and television star, national celebrity, but he is not the president. Oh, there it goes. Earthquake. Back to Florida. To California. Anyhow, George Carlin was a wonderful, wonderful guy who took the news and made fun of everybody on it and everything on it, and I do that too somewhat. But when he was doing this, the world wasn't upside down. The country wasn't falling apart when he was doing it. You can't be funny about a lot of this stuff because it's too real. We did not have a president who was a television reality TV star. We had sure, George would have had a lot of fun with that one. But we didn't have a lot going on that's serious right now. And I'm not talking about the television network on satellite. We have a different kind of, or radio satellite, excuse me. But see, the media, that's the problem. The problem is the media is driving the country. And it's driven through the phone. And to be serious about it for a minute, the corporations who own all of the media, the conglomerates, they have bunched everything together and they run it like McDonald's. It's a French fry and hamburger stand with a high price. And the way they run this thing is they only care about investors and stockholders. They are bankrupt and they're still going. iHeart's bankrupt. Do you know that? They owe money. They can't pay money. They can't pay their bills. The same with what was Cumulus. They changed their name yet? It's a cumulus cloud just before the rain. Now, you know what? They've had a long run, these guys, of being foolish in our society, of not having to pay the bills. And nobody takes them to task because there are some people who make money off of that. Do you realize that the most profitable center in this country is probably the people who are collection agencies? They make money off of collecting debts that they didn't incur and they did not have anything to do with signing, but they're collecting the money for it. Car dealers, what do they make money off of? Besides selling the used car, not a lot of money in selling used cars. New cars. They make money off of the used car resale. The banks are partners with them. They make a lot of money together. The banks and the car dealers make money together because of the high interest rate. If you have bad credit, there's a higher interest rate, so you pay more. And then if you can't pay it, you get repossessed. So there's money in repossession. There's money in the car loans. There's money in the return of the car to sell it again, the resale in used car. And it goes on and on, plus the car repairs that are done with the shops and the other shops that are on the outside. But the car dealers have shops also where they charge you for an arm and the leg, that they call it, for the lemon that you bought. We used to have the lemon law. I love that thing. You know what they call us? You realize I'm a worker. See, I've always worked for people and I got a check. I don't own anything right now. I'm not because I'm not an entrepreneur. It's because I'm not an investor. I don't have a great deal of stock. So I'm not going to leave anything to my kids. Now, I don't have anything to leave to them. What am I going to leave them? My old tapes? You got to be honest about it, and you got to be real about it. So many people have saved every dime they made, and they're very wise, they're prudent, and they're about money. I've never been about money. I'm about service. I'm about people. I love people. I don't love money. Money is good, but people are better. And I'm waiting to see somebody in office that thinks that we ought to be served. The people ought to be served, not the country as a business, but the people in the country who are doing business need to be served, and the ones who need jobs. See, if we become an investor's country, which we are, we have everybody else doing the work, then we're not working, because that's how you make money. I learned it that way when I had a paper route and I shined shoes and I was at a bowling alley. I worked for money. Nobody said, hey, how's your sexy portfolio, when I was in high school. We didn't have that. I didn't have a go 401k yourself. I didn't have one of those yet. It was just coming about. They had mutual funds, were brand new back then. So, this is an investment world that we live in right now. We are investing in other people's behavior, other people's work, other people's mistakes. So you know what they call people like us, you and I, who don't have that money and we're not leveraging and we're not counting it? They call us schnooks. We're the little schnooks. We're the American public. So who gets screwed in the end? The little schnooks. Why? Because we're the working bees, and the guys who own the beehive, they make money, we make honey, and they don't pay us for it the way that we should, because we're not being hired, or we've outworn our usefulness because of our age, in my case. We have also a lot of things that are going on underneath it all. They don't want to carry any newcomers. Any old timers. They want to carry newcomers because newcomers are less expensive. So the way the game is played in America is to take advantage of countries that are crossing the border, coming here, but we don't want them to be taking advantage of us. So the swap is that if they come here from Guatemala and Mexico and they don't have papers yet, they get sick and they go to the hospital, and we give them money and we support them, then they're taking from us. But if they go get a job and it's under the table and they work for cash and you're not paying taxes on it, you're just giving them money, then you like them. We used to joke about California's close to Mexico, and they had a lot of Mexicans working in California, and celebrities were, at the time, I think Ronald Reagan was president, but they said, all these Mexicans, they're invading our jobs, they're taking over the jobs, like the fields at that time was Cesar Chavez with the grape and lettuce pickers. They were complaining about him having such a great footprint and forming a union so they could make more money in Fresno, the almond capital of the world. Yeah, but they didn't want to have the Mexicans here. So we said in LA, we should say, yeah, all these guys who are making these laws are hiding their Mexican help in the dryer, in their washroom. They don't want, when they get inspected and someone comes and sees them, they see that they have an illegal doing all the work. See, people are hypocrites, and they're not smart about it. Hypocrites are not smart. So, we think that they think they're clever, they manipulate, and we got a lot of that. Now, the co-conspirators in the corporate ownership of radio and television is the FCC, because they were not watching the store. Plus, they have lobbyists who are paying a lot of money to keep the game going. And so you got radio and TV, and I'm not on it. You know why I'm not on it? Because I'm older, for one thing. Also, I talk this way. That'll never fly. You're not going to see me on the CBS Morning Show. And I got to tell you something. The intelligentsia in this country is not Dr. Phil, Dr. Oz, and Oprah Winfrey, and Judge Judy. This is not the intelligentsia. These are actors on television. This is a show. This is not a reality presentation so that you might profit from it. Now, you may enjoy it and you may get a little something out of it and see someone else's failure, but how about someone else that has really telling you how the game is played so you could learn and grow a little bit and take part in it? See, they never gave us any money in school to learn. We never learned about money when I was in school. I went to Catholic school. We had a little bit of money. To get money, we had to play bingo at the church hall, and we had to sell papers like I did back then. We didn't have all this foolishness now. Nobody was sending me to Harvard. That's for damn sure. And I wasn't going to the Wharton School of Finance. That wasn't my beat. See, my mother and father were hard workers that came here from Italy. They didn't have any money, so they had to work their way up, and they didn't. They didn't steal. We used to joke. My mother used to take in laundry and clothing. I said she was in the iron and steel business with my father. She would iron, he would steal. It was only a joke. We had a different kind of a world back then, but we don't have the value that we had then. If we could have this world the way it is today, with all the technology and the wonderful robotics and the electronics is stunning, and the way we are able to move around and do things, it's absolutely beautiful. Except we don't have a sense of morality like we did, and we don't have that family connection, and we don't have the communication skills with each other. We have them with some stupid machine. that doesn't have a brain in the world. It's never going to have your brain. It can't. A machine cannot think. It only takes what it's fed, no matter what it is. They're never going to create a machine that outthinks a human being. It can't. They can only outthink another machine that has your brain in it, because your brain was giving it all it knows, but there's another brain that knew more. So it still comes from a human being. I'll tell the story about how love is like a frog. You know, I do that. I said, love is like a frog. You know, the more you take it apart, the more you understand it. But in the process, you've killed the subject. So this is it, and we're doing it, doing a good job of it. Don't follow the wrong leaders. Don't follow me. I mean, I'm learning. I can share my strength, my experience, my hope, but I don't have the answers. I just know this. I said, we got to stop criticizing. We got to get the radio and television back to local. And I don't mean LOCO as in Miami. It's got to be local. You get local music, you'll get local entertainment, you'll get local personalities on the air, local commercials, like this car dealer in Miami that's having a contest with the song Louie Louie, and if you write the lyrics, you get a brand new SUV on Labor Day. The participation is from the local people who are watching television. And that's where Afghanistan's going to have a problem. I'm going to tell you what the problem is. They're going to have a hard time forming community, especially since now you have people who have a taste of freedom. We trained them for a bunch of years. Those people are not going to be satisfied with having these ragheads run their world, because that is what they are. They're thinking through their turbans. They're turban dead. So it's a Reynolds wrap.